Coming to you direct from Silencer Shop Studios, home of the Glass Case of Emotion.
SilencerShop.com, the easiest way to buy silencers online, period.
Stand by for education, enlightenment, enjoyment, and entertainment.
He's not here to talk about your feelings. He's not here to say what you want to hear. He's here to say what needs to be said.
Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, please welcome your host, the Pimp Hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeed, it is I, your favorite Professor Paul Markle, and the Pimp Hand of America, and it is time for us to discuss things that need to be said, not what you want to hear necessarily, although if you've been here for a while, you probably know that this is what you want to hear. But if you're brand new, welcome. Congratulations on your excellent decision-making skills, and we are glad that you are here. All right, this week we're going to continue on with our discussion of all the madness that is going on in the United States of America. It is pre-Christmas week, and today is the first day I'm going to tell you this, but next week, Christmas week, the week of Christmas, like the 25th is a Monday, and then so on and so forth, we are going dark. That's right, we're taking a Christmas break. I want you to take a Christmas break. Let's all take a break. And we'll meet you back here in a week. How's that sound? So don't freak out. Don't lose your mind. The YouTube didn't shut us down. No one convinced Google to ban our channel or shut us down. And for all of you who complain about how you don't have time to catch up. Is that fair enough, Jared?
Yeah.
All the people that are like, oh, you guys produce so much content, I can't even keep up with it. Well, all right. Well, catch up. We're
going to take a break while you're off work so you can take some time and catch up with everything.
There you go. Exactly. Jared, when we were off air, we were prepping the show, we were talking about holiday shopping and things like that. And I will admit to you that I've been kind of a Grinch for the last maybe 8 years or so. And I've really kind of despised the Christmas season. I don't despise the holiday of Christmas at all, but the season has been ruined for me. It's been ruined by commercialism, and I know people have been complaining about that for 30 years. I get that, but it's become magnified, and well, things have changed. At least things have changed for us, because where we live now, the percentage of how can I put this in non-grad program terms? Bad people. The percentage of rude people, of self-involved a-holes, is dramatically lower. I'll give you a great example. So last Friday, Zachary and I, the shipping ogre, we drove over to a city called Rollins, Wyoming. Rollins is the closest Walmart to us. And it's, I guess, the largest city that's closest to us, which is about 45 minutes drive, right, Zach? So we spent the entire day, Friday, in Rollins, and we went to the Evil Empire. We went to Walmart, and we went to a bunch of other shops. We went to a grocery store. We went to, up here they have this place called Bumgar's. Bumgar's is kind of like a home improvement country type store. It's kind of a cross between
like a Home Depot.
It's like
a feed store.
Yeah, kind of like if a Tractor Supply and a home store kind of combined. So they have anyway. And we went downtown. We went to the little downtown area of Rollins, and there is actually a downtown. And we walked around. We went to little shops, and we stopped at a coffee shop and had coffee, and the whole experience was really nice. We probably, Zach, would you say it's fair to that we went to at least 10? We frequented at least 10 different businesses that day.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. We went to the. Are you talking local businesses or just
in Rollins? I mean, between the Walmart, grocery store,
Bumgar's, grocery shop, the China shop, the cigar shop, the coffee place. Yeah,
the Army Navy surplus.
Yeah, we got all over that town.
Well, my point is this. Out of the 9 or 10 different stores that we frequented, the shops, Nowhere were the clerks rude because they were all, a frazzle because of the holiday season. Nowhere did we go where the people were rude, shoving, grabbing, knocking stuff. How many of you have ever had to go to Walmart the week before Christmas and there's crap all over the aisles? Everything's disheveled. The people are, the clerks are all frustrated and angry and they don't even want to look at you anymore and so forth. We didn't experience any of that. Everyone was polite. The aisles were in there like, well, that's nice for you, Paul, but, I can't do that because where I live, it's a metropolis. Okay, I get that. But if you're going to go out, if you go out and you find yourself angry, frustrated, just in a bad mood because you have to go out to a store or because you have to deal with traffic and deal with the crowds and the people. If you find yourself in that position, what you need to ask yourself is this inevitable? Does it have to be this way? Is that just the way the world is now? Or is the world that way because we've accepted it? Because we've just allowed ourselves to fall into a position or a situation or a mindset where we just assume that, well, around Christmas season, traffic's going to be bad and stores are going to be crowded and everyone's going to be rude and nasty and selfish and so forth. I didn't experience any of that. And I live in the United States of America. So if you were in it's like this nonsense that we see now that we're treated to every Thanksgiving weekend of people shoving and pushing each other over for discount TVs and what have you. That's not the way it's supposed to be in our world. And we, as a society, we've come to a point where we just assume that has to be. And that's why for the last 8 years or so, Nancy gets frustrated with me and she's like, well, when do you do your Christmas shopping? I said, I don't know if I ever will. Well, no, you have to. You got to go. You have to go Christmas shopping. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put myself in that position. I'm not going to go out and fight with people over made in China garbage. I refuse to do it.
To be fair, you could go to this magical little place called Amazon.
I know.
eBay.
I know. I understand that. I completely understand that. And I have been going to this. I don't go to eBay. eBay makes me feel dirty. I feel if I go to eBay, I feel...
It's like you're at a rent by the hour motel.
Yeah, I feel dirty. I just do. I just do. I know a lot of you love it, and it's great, but I just feel... If I use eBay, I feel dirty. I don't use eBay anymore. I don't use Craigslist either. But we also went to see, Zachary and I went to see the Star Wars movie. And Jared says, I said, Zach asked Jared, he said, did you go see the Star Wars movie this weekend? And Jared's like, no, I don't feel like dealing with the crowds. I'm like, again, Zach, how many people were in the movie theater with us? About 50 or so?
Yeah, I'd say about 50. Roughly.
About 50.
Not too many.
But the people at the movie theater were super friendly. I love that movie theater.
Oh yeah, it's great. The movie's 3. Rollins.
The people are always friendly. They're always nice. We went and saw a Friday night prime time movie, right?
Yep.
And it was $16 for 2 tickets.
Yeah. And the concessions are not like extravagantly priced. And the staff are pretty nice and it's overall pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very simple too. There's not vibrating chairs and like IMAX surround sound, but you've got a comfortable chair, a screen, and there you go.
That's all you need.
Cup holders.
Yep.
Yeah. The chairs that recline are too comfortable. I fall asleep in them. I can't do that. I can't be in those.
I do like those.
Do you not fall asleep in them?
No, I do not fall asleep in those chairs.
I almost fell asleep. Alex and I went to go see a movie. The last movie that we saw, I don't remember what it was, but we sat in the recliners. I don't remember what they call them, but they're super comfy. They recline, and I almost fell asleep. So next time I will not be sitting in those seats. Yeah,
I find myself nodding off, even if it's a movie that I like. Jared, you had something to say, something to share with our audience.
Yes, on last week, I think it was on Thursday. Yeah, it was on Thursday. I actually was invited. Alex and I were invited by one of our grad program members, Tristan Shinney, to go meet him, his wife Ashley, and they brought their baby Jaylee out, and we met them at the Cheesecake Factory. And that was the first time I'd ever been to a Cheesecake Factory, and there is so much stuff on the menu. But I got the macaroni and cheeseburger because that's the kind of guy I am, and it was delicious. And of course, we got cheesecake. I got the Reese's peanut butter cheesecake, and it was delicious as well. I didn't have a bad experience. It was a great time at the Cheesecake Factory. I recommend it. And that was the one on, I don't know how many there are here in Salt Lake, but it was in downtown Salt Lake. And then after we went to the Cheesecake Factory, we went to go see the Christmas lights at Temple Square. And I didn't realize how big of a deal the lights there at Temple Square are. But the nativity scenes and all the lights, they put a ton of effort into that. I can't even imagine how many people it took and how long it took to put the lights there. But I guess it's like a world-renowned destination for Christmas lights. And there weren't that many people there on a Thursday. I guess they said that there were more than usual because there was a Tabernacle Choir event. But it was still great. Everybody was polite. And I do appreciate that, Tristan. Thanks for the invite.
Well, there you go. And don't forget about the gun advent calendar. It's going on. It's still going on. And according to my show notes, it's day 19. So pop over to studentofthegun.com and experience that. Now, before we get into today's quiet time, and we are going to do a quiet time, fear not. Before we do that, yesterday we kind of teased you, and we said in the very beginning, if you didn't watch the Facebook Live. Now, the Facebook Live was actually in the afternoon. What we're doing Monday through Thursday this week, as you hear this, every day at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And you can do the calculations in your brain, okay? I know you went to public school in the last 20 years, but you should be able to figure out, okay, if Mountain Time is 5, and I don't live in Mountain Time, what times does that make it for me? There you go. Do the math. But, Monday through Thursday, we're doing Facebook Lives, and that's on studentofthegun.com/Facebook. Right, Jared?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works. And you guys can join us. You can ask questions. And we are, like I said, this week we are launching something brand new, something that we're excited about. It's not just a new product. It's a new product delivery system and interactive experience for all of you guys out there in the Student of the Gun audience. So if you missed it yesterday, that's okay, because you can go back and watch the first video, and then you can join us again at 5 o'clock today and 5 o'clock tomorrow and 5 o'clock Thursday. How's that sound? Sound good? All right. Well, without further ado, let's have some quiet time.
I spy a black pickup truck. Oh, come on. How about something a little easier? Okay. I spy error-free forms, fast ATF processing, a 90-day money-back guarantee, and the largest inventory in the industry. I spy Powered By. That's right. With over 300 Powered By Silencer Shop retailers nationwide, there's always one close by. Is that easy enough for you? Ha! Almost too easy. Demand Powered By. Shop our industry-leading inventory at silencershop.com.
Yes, indeed. I got a confession to make for you guys. You guys just heard that Silencer Shop audio. That's the first time I've ever heard that Silencer Shop audio. So we experienced it together.
Are you no fool?
I'm no fool.
You had a confession to make.
Life without the internet. Let's talk about life without the internet for our quiet time this week.
Is there such a thing?
There is such a thing. We had, I think it was one of our grad program members. Yeah, I know it was in the Liberty Mastermind group. They were talking about how they had a cold snap and some weather in their area, and they didn't lose electricity, But they lost Wi-Fi. The internet service went out. And so no one had internet in their homes. And he said people were freaking out. They were like losing their minds.
People in his home?
No, like in his city.
Okay.
In his city. He said half of the city had no internet. And this, you'd have thought like the apocalypse had fallen upon us. And that's really sad, because now we've gone from, well, if the electricity goes out, it's Armageddon and the world's going to end. And now it's, if the internet goes out, it's Armageddon and the world's going to end. That's really kind of it's a sad state of affairs that we as a nation, as a country, as a culture are so addicted to this invisible Wi-Fi that if we don't have it, we don't know what to do with ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that about e-commerce, and I understand about doing business, and I understand about sending emails. I understand all of that. But we're talking about, and I think it was Josh, but I don't want to say it was Josh for sure, because we have a lot of people that have J names in our grad program. But if not having internet for 12 hours is going to destroy your business is pretty weak and you need to buffer it a little bit. But find something else to do. You remember in the middle of the summertime, Jared, when the internet went out in town? What did we do?
We took our guns and we went out and shot.
We took our guns and we went to the range. Well, we also fell down a rock-covered hill.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what happens when the internet goes out here in Saratoga, or there in Saratoga.
I was trying to remember what the heck I was doing within that. I was at Family Dollar at the time. I didn't even realize the internet went out.
You were working and you worked without internet?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
They're actually, apparently, they're not allowed to have internet over at the Family Dollar because people were like screwing around on the internet during work hours.
No way.
Yeah. So when we had it went out. So we just locked up the shop and we went out and we walked around the country and we climbed up some hills, some rock covered hills, and Jared and I both fell down, but we survived. It's okay.
And that was actually a day that we had an interview scheduled with one of our friends.
Was it the Dan interview?
Yeah. Yep. It was the one day that we had somebody else coming on the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were going to have Dr. Dan on, and so we just sent him a text message, old school stuff, and said, "Hey, the internet's not working." And it was not just us; it was like the whole town. Usually that's what happens here in this small town. If your internet stops working here, if the internet's not working in the studio, we walk across the street to the coffee shop and we say, "Hey, is your Wi-Fi working?" And generally we know it's not, because you walk in and it's quiet. You know that, Jared? Because Sweet Marie's, she has an iPod or something, but she uses iTunes to pump the music into the speakers in the coffee shop. So if you walk in and it's completely quiet, it's because the Wi-Fi is out and iTunes isn't pumping the music in. So, and then you walk down the block, three stores down, and you walk into the Union Wireless, which is the internet provider. As a matter of fact, that day we were standing in Sweet Marie's talking about it being down, and the lady from Union Wireless walked in and said, "Hey, is your guys' internet down?" And we said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, okay. It's everybody. It's not just us." That's the kind of small town we live in. But the reason I want to talk about this today is that we did something it's been a couple of years now, Jared. How long has it been since we did the 24-hour blackout? At least 2 years?
Yeah, I think it's been at least 2 years.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 years since we did this. But and so if you're a new listener to Student of the Gun, you're like, what's this guy talking about? What we proposed and what we actually participated in was this thing that we called a 24-hour blackout. And this is where you stay home. And you turn off your cell phone. And I don't know, you can unplug your router if you want or whatever. It depends on how far you want to go. But what we did for 24 hours is we used no technology in our home. Zach was there. And we didn't watch television. We didn't access the internet via laptop or tablet or phone or anything. We deliberately and very purposefully went without technology for 24 hours. And it's amazing the things that you can find to do when you don't have this constant distraction around you. I smoked a cigar. I read a book. I did some inventory. A lot of you guys, if you're, preppers or survivalists or whatever, I mean, if you are a responsible adult human and you understand that everybody in your house is going to need to eat every single day, regardless of whether or not Walmart is open, you still need to eat. That's when you can go through your emergency cupboards or supplies. I'm pretty sure I did an outdoor project that day because we chose, the day we chose was actually April 19th. You remember that, Jared? We chose April 19th on purpose because it was, what is April 19th, 1775? Exactly. The shot heard around the world. So we haven't done that in a while. And this story from our grad program member, Josh, that made me think it's time to talk about it again. It's time to consider whether or not, and the sad thing is, as we were prepping for this, we talked about it for about a month, didn't we, Jared? We led up to it, and we did little stories, and we talked on the radio, and we did things on the social media and so forth. And people said, adult men, this is what is sad to me, people who claim to be adult men, heads of households, said, oh, my kids will never give up their phones. And I said, excuse me? Baking powder? So you are a father, a husband, the head of a household, and you say, my kids will never give up their phones. It won't work for us. You got a problem. You have a serious problem. If your 13-year-old is telling you that they're not going to give up their phone, and so this little plan of yours isn't going to work, you got a serious problem in your household. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion, though, Jared, that a lot of people who wrote things like that, oh, my wife will never give up her iPad, or my kids will never give up their phones, or whatever. I have a sneaking suspicion that was a lazy cop-out. That was just a lazy. Do you think I may be on the right track?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a lazy cop-out because they don't want to give up their iPad or phone or whatever.
Yeah. But seriously, if you want to have some quiet time, do that. Schedule. And the reason I bring it up now is because it's the holiday season. A lot of kids are out of school. Well, all the kids will be out of school next week. A lot of people are taking time off of work. And I know most major manufacturing facilities, historically, they will close the entire week of Christmas, and then they won't open back up again until after the new year. They do inventory and things like that. So generally, everyone has some downtime, right? Everybody has some downtime where you can just stay at home. And so my suggestion to you is this. And you say, well, yeah, but I mean, even TV? Lord in heaven, can you go 24 hours without watching television? Can you go 20? And, if you have to tell your friends or your relatives or whatever, you're like, hey, if you need to get a hold of me on this day, I don't know, call my landline. Ring, ring. Maybe you could plug in an actual plug-in phone to your wall. But I would suggest to you, if you're looking for some quiet time, if you're looking for a way to have some peace in your life, schedule a 24-hour blackout. You don't need me to tell you when to do it. Just do it. All right, Jared, go ahead and hit the administrative stuff here. Congratulations.
It's better if I have my mic on. Did you know that?
It's better if your mic is off?
For some people it might be, but it's better for me if I have it on. So I just wanted to say congrats to Shannon She's the winner of the bump stock giveaway. And I believe the Shipping Ogre, have you shipped it already?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Congratulations to Shannon Tupper. She's the winner of the Fostech Defender 15 giveaway. And remember, this is not a brand new in the box. This is one that was used in Student of the Gun television production. So congratulations. And thank you to everyone who participated. And congratulations to Shannon. And I know a lot of you guys out there are like, I don't even participate because it's rigged and Ryan always wins all the time. And you see, we used an algorithm and it was 100% random. So, well, it was random based upon how many entries you had. So there you go. Do you know how she wasn't the one that had the 1,000 entries, was she?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Okay. Thank you to Crossbreed Holsters for making this show happen, for giving us an opportunity to talk into these black carbon steel microphones every week. And we appreciate that. And I hope you guys appreciate that too. Crossbreed Holsters are makers of the Super Tuck Deluxe, the most comfortable. Are you having a stroke over there, Jared? The most comfortable inside of the waistband holster available. Froglube, it's green, it's minty fresh. It is a bio-based firearms lubricant, and they are a U.S.-owned veteran company, a veteran-owned U.S.-owned company. You might want to think about supporting those guys. And in addition to that, they are extreme. So, where do we go from here? Oh, I know. We talk about the sweetest smelling arms maker in the U.S. of A. And who would that be? CenturyArms.com. I know you guys know. And it's showtime. How many of you guys out there in the Student of the Gun listening audience are part of the extended gun culture or shooting sports community? Okay, you can put your hands down now. But I know many of you are. I know many of you work in gun stores, or you work for gun makers or accessory makers or parts and so forth. And you are going to be going to the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show in Las Vegas the end of January of 2018. So remember, when you go to the Froglube booth, tell them that they're extreme and thank them. They love it. They really do. Century Arms, you can walk into the Century Arms booth to find out if they are indeed the sweetest smelling arms maker in the US of A. You can do that. DuraCoat, because why? Life is too short to have an ugly gun. And DuraCoat will absolutely be at the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show. And they're going to have we're looking forward to it because every year, all right, we've talked about this before, but it still boggles my mind. Every year, Steve Lauer at DuraCoat, he comes up with new things. And I think that year, okay, there's no way this guy is going to be able to come up with something better than he had this last year. And he does. They won't stop. They refuse to stop coming up with good ideas. Jared, do you have any idea if they're going to have Froglube green?
I'm actually not sure what their new products are going to be. I will know before SHOT Show for sure.
But even if they don't, they still will have the slightly darker black, and they'll have the gun tattoos and the DuraMetal and all that stuff. So if you want to not have an ugly gun, that's cool too. Go to LauerWeaponry.com and check out everything they have. Brownells is another one. Brownells is constantly coming up with new and improved things, and something that they do every year, they do what they call the Dream Guns. You guys remember last year they did the Incredible Hulk Dream Gun. Remember that, Jared? That giant green gun they had. It was a belt fed, wasn't it? Yes, it was. It was one of those strike belt fed uppers, and it was Hulk green. And they actually had Lou Ferrigno come into the booth and pose with it and so forth. Ferrigno's a big gun guy. He's a big guy, and in addition to being a big guy, he's a big gun guy. So usually at the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show, you'll see Lou Ferrigno walking around on the floor. So. But any of you folks out there who are going to be at the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show, if you want to pop into any of our sponsor booths and say thank you, that'd be great.
Attention new listeners. We produced a complimentary online training course called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. Get instant access by joining the Student Lounge for free at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of these questions, you are wrong. But you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
The story comes to us from ammoland.com. Haven't used them for a while. There's not a reason why. It's just a coincidence. But we've got a story from December 11th, 2017 by John Crump. And the title is Westgate Resorts to Scan All Guests for Weapons. So much for personal privacy. Oh, back on October 1st, when Stephen Paddock and CIA operatives decided to go ahead and kill. Oh, I didn't say that. Kill a bunch of people in Las Vegas. I'm sorry. The fact that we've just accepted that narrative as a country is really disheartening to me. I'm not accepting the narrative that we've been fed. You can call me, Alex Jones or a conspiracy theorist, but they've done nothing but lie and change their story ever since October 1st, and it's just become just too convenient. It's like, oh well, it happened, and guns are bad, and now because guns are bad, we need legislation, and we need more laws, and we need this, we need that, because guns are bad. I'm not buying it. But back on October 1st, 2017, go back to the story here. Stephen Paddock shot and killed 59 concertgoers attending a country music festival from an elevated position, so on and so forth. The Mandalay Hotel and Casino. Hey, Jared, where's all the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino surveillance footage of Stephen Paddock and anybody who could have been on his floor at that time or using the elevators at that time? Where's all that surveillance footage?
I think that the cameras were broke.
Oh, are all the cameras in the,
just on that floor though?
Yeah, on that floor and those elevators and in everywhere that was around that area, there's no surveillance tape. He
was carrying a device to disable the cameras as he walked by. That's what it is.
Exactly. In response to this shooting, one hotel is now using a discrete radar system to detect guests that might be carrying guns without the consent or knowledge of those who are being scanned. In a city that is the home of the SHOT Show, more and more hotels are going to be installing a weapon detecting device called the PAT-Scan Cognitive Microwave Radar made by the Canadian security firm, get this, Patriot One Technologies. I'm thinking that they're not really understanding what those words mean.
Well, is that what it means to be a patriot in Canada?
Yeah, in Canada, what it means to be a patriot is just a surrender to the will of the state. This PAT-Scan CMR microwave scanning tool scans hotel guests without their knowledge at the time of check-in or anywhere in the hotel using radar in the form of microwaves. But it's okay. It's for your safety. The first hotel that is going to be using this technology is the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. The Westgate opted for this technology because they can scan their customers discreetly without their knowledge. This evasive secret scan isn't an accident or an overlooked sign in the hotel. According to Westgate, they want to be able to scan their customers without their customers' consent. Here we go. Westgate bans all guns from its resorts with a few exceptions. Weapons policy. Resort premises are private property. The safety and security of our guests, visitors, vendors, and associates is of utmost importance to Westgate Resorts. This policy is designed for the protection of our guests, visitors, vendors, and associates, and pertains to the presence of weapons on premises owned and or operated by Westgate Resorts. Any and all weapons, including but not limited to firearms, knives, explosives, concealed or not concealed, with or without a concealed weapons permit, are not permitted by any person and or for any reason except expressly detailed here on any and all premises owned and operated by Westgate Resorts. What constitutes a weapon is determined by Westgate Resorts and is in its sole and absolute discretion. Sworn on duty state and federal law enforcement officers whose agency has jurisdiction at applicable premises and military personnel. What military personnel? First of all, military personnel cannot take their guns off base and walk around the city with them, but whatever. May carry a weapon. Resort associates may carry a weapon with express written permission and part of their assigned duties. Shotguns are permitted at Westgate for the sole purpose of trap and skeet range. Okay, here's the deal. Are you guys down with this? Do you guys think that that this is a good idea? Well,
yes.
Do you?
I don't know if you were actually waiting for us to
No,
answer.
no. I'm asking the trading your liberty for the promise of safety. Trading your liberty for what do we know about? What is the narrative with the Las Vegas Mandalay Bay massacre? What is the narrative that we've been given, Jared? How did the bad guy supposedly get all those guns up into his room? Did he put them in his bags and check them, when at the front counter? And you say,
I really doubt that.
No, he didn't. No, the narrative that we're given is he was a VIP player. And as a VIP player, he was given private or exclusive access to the separate elevators. And that, all right, the amount of hardware that was in that guy's room would not fit in your standard suitcase, right?
No.
So what we know is that he checked in, according to the narrative that we've been given by Las Vegas local authorities and FBI and so forth, is that he checked in first, got up into his room, stayed there, and then over the period of a couple of days used his VIP status and the elevator, because everyone's like, how did he get all these things up there? Like, well, because he was a VIP player, he was a high roller, they gave him private access to a private elevator, to a non-public elevator. So they believe that that's how he did that. So how is this check-in scanner? How would the check-in scanner? So they're going to scan basically from your chest down or from your waist down, or they're going to scan your bags or whatever. They're going to do that when you're checking in. They're going to scan your junk, basically. How would that have stopped Stephen Paddock and the Mandalay Bay massacre?
And aren't microwave rays like cancerous?
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I would rather have none.
You'd rather have none?
I'd rather have none.
Zach said he would rather not be microwaved by the hotel that he's checking into.
Well, you just want people to kill people.
You just want terrorists to succeed.
That's just selfish. You should sacrifice your well-being, your health for something that is going to not protect people from something that happened.
Yeah. So am I living literally in an upside down world? Am I living in the Twilight Zone here? Where never has a gun-free zone policy ever worked in keeping people free from assault and murder and terrorism. It has never worked. There's never been one single situation that they can point to and say, see, because this was a gun-free zone, the bad people decided not to come in here and do bad things to us. They didn't bring their guns here. No, what do we see? Over and over and over and over and freaking over again. I feel like many, many, many times, like Commandant Eric Lassard here. Gun-free zones, schools, malls, churches, you name it. All these places that have prohibitions against firearms and weapons and bad people go there and kill tons of good people. And it failed. But no one will ever admit, hey, these policies don't work. And they're a complete and total failure. And disarming good people with microwaves and policies and signs doesn't stop bad people from killing them. How is the Westgate policy going to stop Johnny Jihad from renting a truck and driving up on the sidewalk in Las Vegas Boulevard and mowing people down? Well, it was not. Okay. How is it going to stop the VIP who's given private access to an elevator from loading dozens and dozens of guns up into his hotel room? How's it going to stop him from doing that? Well, it's not. Okay, so who do we think we're impeding here? Well, but safety. No. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fed up with it. I am fed up to the top of my skull with these, and I cannot believe, where is the ACLU on this? Where is the ACLU? The ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, who claims to be the defenders of the poor and downtrodden against big government and big business. Where are they on this? That story should have been immediately followed by the American Civil Liberties Union has filed suit against Westgate Resorts. Oh, but that's right. It's only if you're a liberal. They only protect you if you're a good card-carrying, registered Democrat liberal. If you're, somebody who actually wants to carry a gun to protect yourself and your family, you're a lunatic, and we don't care about you. I hope no one who's going to the shooting, hunting, and outdoor trade show is going to stay at the Westgate. And I tell you what, this is not good, folks. I'm not going to even talk about slippery slope. This is just bullcrap. Up and down, back and forth. And the fact that a corporation thinks that this is a good idea to microwave scan all of their guests without their consent. I mean, at least at the airport, you can say no. I mean, at least in our Stasi-run national airports, you can opt out. Now, I know that they make an example of you and they attempt to humiliate you when you opt out of their radar, their microwave scanning technology. I understand that they take you to the side and they make you wait and then they embarrass you because you had the audacity to not go through their microwaves. Folks, it's got to stop, and it's got to stop with you. You, listen, not just me, not just Paul Markle. Every single one of you who's listening to this has got to say no. It's time to say no. No more. No more. No more security theater. No more surrendering our freedom, our privacy, and our liberty for the hollow, shallow promise of safety. Not going to do it. The answer is no. This whole thing has me not in a Christmas mood.
It's got you in a tizzy.
It's got me in a not Christmas mood, and I don't like that. But we have to talk about it. We can't just let this stuff go by, because if we don't, then they just do it. And did you know that guns had the power and the ability to destroy the universe? I bet you didn't know that. Well, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Apparently, in California, they found a community leader who has more information and knowledge than you and I do, and he's going to let us know how guns can destroy the universe. It's going to be on Student of the Gun Radio tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.